I'm Andrew Edwards, you're watching Gear Live, and this is the Xbox Series X. The next generation of gaming is upon us. Let's do this. This video was sponsored by Upsie, the best extended warranty plans on the market. Stay tuned to find out more. What is going on, Tech Squad? Andrew Edwards here, and in this video, as I mentioned, we are opening up the brand new Xbox Series X. Now, if you're into gaming, I'm sure you've seen the previews of what the console can do. This is the most powerful game console in the world, and it's got several tricks up its sleeve, but I don't want to wait, so let's go over those details while we open this guy up. Okay, here you go, guys. I've been waiting for this moment since E3, as the launch of any new game console is an exciting time. Now, of course, aside from this unboxing, I'll have much more on the Series X and Series S in the days and weeks ahead, so be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of it. Now, before I jump into the box, let's look at the outside, as I know a bunch of you will destroy me in the comments if I don't do this. So on front, we get a close-up of the top of the Series X, the exhaust area with the holes with the green accenting. You've got the Series X logo on the bottom left, along with the power button in the center. You've also got a few of the specs, those being that the Series X supports 4K gaming at 120 frames per second. The Velocity architecture, which is the crazy fast internal SSD technology, and the fact that the Series X sports 1 terabyte of internal storage. Now, on the right, you've got similar info, but with the addition of the call out to 8K HDR, which I imagine will be limited to video streaming services before we see it applied to games. There's also variable refresh rate and 4K Blu-ray support. And beneath that, there's also a spoiler that shows what we'll find inside the box here as well. Now, by the way, speaking of 8K video and 4K Blu-ray, I did videos on a couple of LG's latest OLED TVs that will work great with the next gen consoles. If you want to see those, I will leave a link down in the description below. On the back of the box, there's the Power Your Dreams slogan with Master Chief, and unfortunately, Halo Infinite was delayed to 2021, so we won't have the new Halo game at launch, but it's cool art nonetheless. They also reiterate the speed of the console and the Velocity architecture, along with the fact that the Series X is backwards compatible with Xbox, Xbox 360, and Xbox One games on day one. And they also give a shout out to Game Pass, which is well deserved in my opinion for the tremendous value that it provides. Okay, let's get into this box. As you can see, there are sticky pull tabs around the box. We just need to pull on them to remove them so we can open this up. And there we go. And commencing opening. And right up front, Power Your Dreams. This is obviously the Xbox Series X, and what I can say is that this is smaller in person than it seems when watching Microsoft show it in their videos. Now let's leave it there for a moment and see what's in the accessories box. First up, we've got the power cable. The power supply is built into the Series X itself, so no big external power brick, just this nice thin cable. Next, an ultra high speed HDMI cable. This is necessary to get that 4K 100 frame per second refresh rate, as well as 8K when plugging into an HDMI 2.1 port, and I'm glad to see Microsoft included it in the box. Next, we've got the next gen controller for the Series X and S. It's very similar to the Xbox One controller, except this one has a more grippy texture on the handles, a USB-C port on top, and as you can see, there's an additional button on front. This is the new share button, which you can quickly tap to take a screenshot or press and hold to capture a video clip of whatever just happened in your game, so very convenient. The controller does still use AA batteries, which Microsoft includes in the box as well. Okay, next is the Series X itself, but before we open this up, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of this video, Upsie, providers of affordable, reliable warranties for all your devices. If you're picking up a new game console soon, you'll want to pay attention to this one. I am a big fan of Upsie, a company which provides some of the best product warranties for devices like smartphones, cameras, TVs, and yes, even video game consoles, as well as tons of other types of consumer electronics and appliances. Not only are they cheaper up front, but their deductibles are also lower in case you need to make a claim. I can't say enough good things about these guys. I protect my devices with Upsie, and you can too, by heading to Upsie.com or clicking the link in the description below. Oh, and by the way, if you put in promo code Xbox10, you'll save an additional 10% on the already super cheap price of $46 to protect your Xbox Series X, or $32 to protect the Series S if you pick that one up instead. Once again, big shout out to Upsie for sponsoring this video. Okay, on to the Series X itself. Let's remove this and take a quick look at the getting started guide. This just gives you a rundown of the ports on the Xbox and how to get it all connected, and shows how to download the Xbox app, which you now use to get the console all set up. Now let's remove this Power Your Dream sticker and remove this guy from the wrapping. And here it is, the Xbox Series X, and geez, this thing is dense. It definitely feels substantial. Taking a look at the front, you've got the 4K Blu-ray disc drive, the USB-A port, the sync button for the controllers, the eject button for discs, and of course the power button, which is actually situated in vertical orientation. So if you keep the Xbox Series X on its side, your power button will also be sideways. Not that that really matters at all. The Xbox Series X ships with a Blu-ray drive built in, while the Series S is an all digital console. That's one of the main differences. This means that any games you want to play on the Series S will need to be downloaded from the Microsoft Store. You won't ever be able to buy a physical disc from Amazon or GameStop and play it on your Series S, which also means you won't be buying games and then trading them in later if you care about that. And friends won't be able to bring their game disc over to play on your console if you buy a Series S. None of that applies to the Xbox Series X, which will be able to play all game discs, Blu-ray movies, as well as play and download digital titles as well. Now, what about the back of the console? Taking a look at the ports, you've got two more USB 3.1 ports, and it should be stated that all of the USB ports on the Xbox Series X run at 5 gigabits per second speed. There's no 10 gigabit ports and no USB-C ports either. Okay, we've also got the gigabit Ethernet port if you want to plug into the network, the power port, an HDMI out, and the storage expansion, which allows you to connect very fast proprietary storage like the Seagate 1 terabyte expansion card that's launching alongside the console. The storage expansion cards are the only external storage that you can run Series X games off of. Now, to be clear, you can store Series X games on other external storage, but to play them off of external storage, they have to be stored on one of those storage expansion cards. For previous generation games though, you can store them and play them off of any external storage connected to your Xbox Series X. Now, speaking of storage, the Xbox Series X will ship with a 1 terabyte internal super fast SSD. And when I say super fast, I mean super fast. Microsoft did a lot of work to virtually eliminate loading screens with the type of SSD they're using here, and the storage expansion is necessary because the speeds match what the Velocity architecture does on the internal storage. Oh, and it also looks like you do get a Kensington lock port on the back of the console as well. The Xbox Series X goes on sale on November 10th, and again, we are under 2 weeks away, and this guy will cost $499. Of course, there's also the Xbox Series S at $299, which is optimized for 1080p and 1440p gaming. Now, I'll have even more on the Series X very soon, so be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Of course, we'll be talking at length about the Series X on Geared Up, and we have some special guests coming in a future episode as well. Geared Up is the weekly podcast I do with John Rettinger, where we talk about the latest in tech, gadgets, and games. Just search for Geared Up in your favorite podcast player if you want to listen. Until next time, thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards, and I'll catch you in the next video.